How's everyone doing? I know it's been a while since I checked in, but since I'm checking in now, I just thought I'd go ahead and let y'all know I'm not on an adventure. Yep, I'm staying off the slab this time. I'm just east of Sonoyta, Arizona right now, and I've got a treat for you folks. We're going to be camping out on a lake in a cabin for the first night. Second day we're going to spend going up and down Devil's Highway. We're going to try and wild camp somewhere up near Alpine, so long as there's no restrictions. And if you guys can't tell, we came through this area, Arizona Desert Dog and myself came through this area last September, right towards the end of the monsoon season, and everything was as green as the eye could see. And as you can see, it's very, very dry. All the grasslands dry to the bone. So there are fire restrictions. I didn't even bring my bushcraft fire kit or anything like that. All I've got with me is my little propane burner. Going to make cooking dinner real easy. But anyway, I'll report back in when I get to my first destination. And got a couple cool things to show you guys, not the least of which is going to be Bonita Canyon. Awesome little road, and I hope to get some excellent camera shots while I'm out there. In our first little patch of dirt, heading up to something I'd intended to get it. Wow, this is really loose. They must have just graded this. But we're headed up to a place that I wanted to hit with Arizona Desert Dog when we came out, but I threw on the bike down the first thing the second morning and mangling up my ankle, which actually was much worse than I'd let on in that video. But at any rate, I decided to make it up to you folks by riding out here to have a look at it. And those of you that are fans of the movie Tombstone, you guys will like this. This is the actual gravesite of Johnny Ringo. It's way out here on the far eastern edges of Cochise County. So this location was popularized in the movie Tombstone as the site where Doc Holliday shows up in order to prevent Wyatt Earp from showing up to a gunfight where he would obviously lose. So Doc Holliday took his superior gunslinging skills and got to that location before Wyatt and had a quick draw contest with Johnny Ringo, and Johnny Ringo died. Sorry, it's not really a spoiler. That movie's been out for over 20 years. But we can go to the actual spot where the historic figure Johnny Ringo died. And, you know, as the movie liked to popularize it, they took a little bit of artistic liberty. The truth of the matter is, it was ruled a suicide by the authorities out here. And not one of those hard-to-believe suicides where he was shot twice in the back of the head and still ruled a suicide. Nothing like that. It was an apparent suicide, and that was the extent of it. Likely because the cowboys, the Red Sash Cowboys, were on the run and disbanded and dispersed, and all of them were being hunted down. No one really knows why the guy went ahead and took his life, being that he'd spent most of his life fighting with people. You figure he'd want to go out in a blaze of glory. Other folks speculate that the reason he didn't go out in a blaze of glory was because, or that he actually was taken out by one of Wyatt Earp's team, but that they covered it up as a suicide rather than have to answer questions about the shooting. Now, whatever you believe, this is the location he was in, and it does look a little bit like Tombstone. Same kind of high desert elevation. Alright, we're here. I'm going to go ahead and hop off the bike and we'll go walk in and have a look. Alright everyone, we're off the bike. Came in a little bit on the dirt, and now we're going to go visit Johnny Ringo's gravesite. Says keep the gate closed, and as anyone who does any kind of off-roading in Arizona knows, always leave the gate as you found it. Now this is pretty neat. This is owned by private property, and these folks have left it open for people to come and look at. They could very easily just fence it off and call it good. But they ask that you, of course, obey their property rules, and in addition to that, you know, it's your own risk. Enter at your own risk. Here we go. One could definitely speculate on how that occurred and how they came to the example that they did in the movie. There would have been some water running through here. Certain times of the year it still does. You got these nice big live oak trees. My recollection of the movie, which I've seen many times, sort of depicts a scene like this. So let's see what the historical marker has to say. I know you guys like it when I read to you. And seeing as how most of you use my videos to fall asleep to, I'll go ahead and read to you. The historic site of John Ringo. The remains of this noted gunman and outlaw lie here. A teamster traveling from West Turkey Creek found the body sitting in the fork of a nearby oak tree with a bullet hole in the right temple. A coroner's jury reported the death to be a suicide, and Ringo was buried on the spot. There were others who viewed the body and maintained that the July 13th, 1882 death of Ringo was a murder. So, as we discussed before, it's popularized in Tombstone, in the movie Tombstone. This is the site of Johnny Ringo's grave.
I'm your huckleberry.
I'm afraid the strain was more than he could bear.